Well, first I want to apologize for the way the videos came out yesterday. I was attempting to use my new software for editing, and I am a complete failure at that. I looked at a couple of videos of how to do it. It won't do what they say it'll do, and it's not the software's fault. It's, you know, every computer's a little different, and I tried to put all four of those videos into one, and when I finally got it, what I thought was into one, it showed it, you know, where I had four videos, and I thought, all right, I got this figured out, and I saved it, and then I went to watch it without uploading it because, you know, I thought that's the smartest thing to do, to make sure it was supposed to, and it said that I needed an app to watch it. It's like, you have got to be kidding me. So it said, well, here's a couple of suggestions. So I downloaded one, and when I went ahead and tried to use it, it says, well, this worked, but if you want to see the video, then you have to download this one. They wanted $40 for it. I just said, forget it. Well, it ended up, I found it through the program, the software program, and it let me watch it through there. And what it did was it took the first video and copied it 4 times. So I give up on it, and when I went to go download the video yesterday, it asked me if I wanted to do all 4, and I said, well, sure, why don't we do it that way? And for some reason, it put all of them in backwards. It started with the last video and went to the first. And I don't know why it did that. So if you're confused about yesterday's videos, that was not how it was supposed to be. But it is what it is, and I decided to just let it go, and learned a valuable lesson, and we're not going to do that again. So the reason I'm doing this one now is to kind of give you a quick update. I'm going to do some install work today on that evaporator, and I'm going to get that all done. Right now everything is warming up. It is, I didn't leave the heat on, but for some reason it was running yesterday. I don't know if you can see that or not. That's what the temperature is in here today. It was 41 yesterday, so hey, a little warmer is better. It'll warm up. It's just, it takes a while. I just got here. So anyway, here's what I got done yesterday, because I didn't get that video done, and then there's another video. I'm just going to add to this one. I got all the seam sealer beat out from all around the cowling area and around all the windshield area. I got all that goop that they had, you know, holding the windshield in. Obviously, I got the doors removed. That video, I don't know which one it was. One of them kind of showed me pulling one of the doors off. So got that done, and of course both sides. I pulled the glass first, and then I pulled the doors. But anyway, I pulled all the steam sealer, so I can. I'm going to clean this up real good, spray it down with some brake cleaner or something, and I keep forgetting to bring my shop vac over because I got to get inside this cowling. I can blow it out, but I can't get all of it out. So I'll vacuum it and then blow out what's left, and then go from there. I did pull this piece of trim. It's actually a piece of body molding. Let me show it to you. It actually goes here. I noticed there were still 2 screws left. I'm just going to set there. It's not screwed down. It's not even the right place. But I noticed that there was a couple of screws in there, and I thought, I didn't know if that could come off or not. And it had some type of a sealer behind it too, but it almost came off like tape. You know, like a. I'm not really sure. I'm not going to take the other side off then unless it needed to. But it did allow me to get behind it and clean this out around this trim, or you know, around this edge real good, where there was a bunch of sealer from the molding that goes there. I haven't pulled the other side yet, but I mean, not even the rubber's pulled yet. I will eventually get that done too. So now I'm going to put the evaporator in and seal that box all up. I don't have a blower motor yet. I may look to see if this one just can be lubricated up. It's probably toast. It sounds bad on and off. It works good, and then other times it just sounds terrible. So I'll probably just get a new one. They're not hard to get out or replace, but I'll probably get a new one. Okay, now the video I did not put out is, if you recall, there was a 20-gallon air compressor sitting here that the boy used, and it was sounding pretty rough the last day I was over here with him, and I changed oil in it, and I'm not saying it healed it, but it sounds like it did before. So it seemed to air up and shut off like it was supposed to. But it's obvious that compressor is not working, for what we're doing here. So I decided to go a different way. I took some of the insurance money out of the Malibu, and sorry about the squeaky door, and I bought this Cobalt brand, got it from Lowe's, obviously down in Bartlesville. It's an 80-gallon single phase. They had a two-phase, a two-stage, single stage. They had a two-stage, but it was it actually didn't put the CFM out that this one did, and it was more money. Whether or not it'll work for what I'm using for, I ran a sander for probably 20 minutes yesterday, and it cycled, so it tells me that it's better than it was. And the number you're looking for whenever you're buying a compressor is it's kind of dark. It says 16 CFM at 90 pounds. Most of your air tools run at 90 pounds. I'm going to go back in because it is really cold out here. Most air tools like impacts and sanders and that kind of stuff like 90 pounds of pressure. That is a number that they like to run at. Some are adjustable. A lot of your air tools, I have an air file, and then I have that air sander, and those are somewhat adjustable. They have their own little air flow thing in there, because when you're running your DA part compared to the orbital, it changes how much air it uses. So it's nice to have that adjustment on there. But either way, the compressor that was in here, industrial air, whatever that was, that little 20-gallon, that was rated at 5.3 CFM at 90, and this is a 16. That two-stage was rated at like 14 and some change, and then here in town they had a DeWalt brand, which I know was China, 60-gallon, and it was rated like 11 point something. And to me, it was worth spending, I think that was just a tad under $1,000 out the door. And I think that was the way to go. Now, it doesn't come with a regulator, it just comes with a 3/4 inch hole. I teed it off in the back, and then ran a line in here, and then I ran one out there so that I could air tires or run, whatever I need. And I had to drop it from 1/2 inch to 3/8 and went through a water separator, and then from 3/8 to 1/4, which is kind of standard on most of your non-industrial, I'm going to call it, plug-ins. A lot of people still use the 1/4 inch because that's the most, the easiest thing to find. And most of my air hose and whatnot were all that anyway, so I just went ahead and stayed with 1/4 inch. And of course I put a regulator then, because the thing shuts off at 160 pounds, and without a regulator off the tank, 160 is a little more than a lot of these air tools will take, blowing seals out. And then number two is when you paint, if you're using a good paint, 20 to 30 pounds of pressure is all you need for painting. So I'll probably put another little water separator on the end of the gun before I paint. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that I did step up finally and get a compressor. It was something I was just going to have. It was killing me. Basically, with that 20-gallon, if you sand for 5 minutes and run it out of air, it took 5 to 6 minutes to fill it back up, and then you sand for 5 minutes. You're going to do it so long that thing would sit there and get hot, and not shut off. So basically, you end up having to shut it off and let it cool down, and it was way too small for what I'm doing. So I took it back home. So I got a compressor back there to do the normal little things I do, and change tires and air things up, and as long as I'm not sanding or whatever, it's fine. And it worked for sanding if you're doing small jobs, but not to do a whole car. It was just you spend more time messing around with a compressor than you do doing your job. I mean, you basically lose half a day. Half your time is waiting for a compressor. So anyway, I'm going to get off here, and by the time you see this next time, this box will be back on, I'm hoping, and then we'll go from there. So talk to you later.